Did you know that there's a green book for the Caribbean? Well, a couple weeks ago, I didn't know that it existed. And then when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, more people need to know about it. So I wrote about it for Essence. Here's what it is. That's me, this is my name, and this is just wanted to make sure that you guys got that. Okay, so basically, this is based off of the Green Book as we all know it. For those of you who might not know, the Green Book was a literal green book that historically was used in the Jim Crow era United States, more specifically the South, as a list of safe places for Black drivers, and then grew to be Black travelers, and places that were sundown towns, aka places where there's a high likelihood that we would not have made it out of there alive. So what is the Caribbean Green Book? The Caribbean Green Book is a collection of Caribbean-owned places throughout the Caribbean, because so much, a terrifying amount of the Caribbean is actually owned by Westerners, Europeans, Americans, and corporations. So I interviewed the founders to find out how they came up with this idea and how we can all get involved, not just to support Caribbean-owned businesses as travelers, because the Caribbean is one of the most, while it's a collection of islands, it's still considered a destination. It's one of the most popular destinations in the world, especially in the Americas. So how can we support Caribbean-owned businesses? And there's a number of ways to do that, and I talk about them extensively in this article. And a big way is that if you are a Caribbean business owner, like you are Caribbean and you have a business in the Caribbean, you can get on this website, you could get in this green book, and you could get promoted consistently. And an important thing to know, as we discussed here in this section, is that Caribbean doesn't just mean Black owned, because the Caribbean is diasporic in its own. There are indigenous people there. There are Indian Caribbeans. There are mixed Caribbeans. And that doesn't negate the fact that you are Caribbean. In fact, one of the businesses in this Caribbean Green Book is an indigenous-owned business on the island of Dominica, and she is preserving the culture of the island's first inhabitants. In a quote above, the Green Book is for Black and Brown people, says Compton, one of the co-founders of the Green Book. We have indigenous people of Indian descent. We are looking at the most economically marginalized communities that have been affected by colonialism. When we look at the Kalingago, why wouldn't we want to support them? And if you would like to start your freelance writing journey, I am more than happy to teach you how you can start writing for money. I have a whole masterclass that I just launched, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. This article and the masterclass will both be on my website. Link to that in the schmio.